Samsung Galaxy S10 line versus Pixel 3a and 3a XL. Might seem like something strange to compare at first, but stick with me. This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Hey there friends on YouTube, my name is Jason, sometimes known as the JTL. This is Painfully Honest Tech so honest it hurts. If this is your first time here, thank you for stopping by, and if you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I hope you continue to do so for a long time to come. Anyway, let's dispense with the pleasantries and just go on to the topic at hand. We're talking about the Google Pixel 3a. This is a 3a XL that I have in my right hand, and over here we are talking about the Samsung Galaxy S10, of which I have a Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus in my left hand. Now, there are definitely differences between these phones. I'm not going to say that there aren't. I'm not going to say that they are equally comparable to one another. But what we need to discuss is whether this phone and this phone answer different questions, or the same questions. Let's start out talking about the build of both. I mean, the Samsung is one of the best built phones that we have, or at least the most attractive phones of 2019 so far. I really like this prism white color that I've got here. And it's made of glass, it's made of metal, it feels good in the hand, ladies. Whereas the Pixel is made of plastic, or as they'd like to say, polycarbonate. Now, there is nothing at all wrong with the idea that it's made of plastic, and I actually like it. I feel very confident and comfortable with it in my hand. I don't feel like it's going to slip out at all. So in that sense, I like it. And I also don't get as weirded out carrying it around. I wouldn't really care if I dropped this phone. It would just get scuffed up. And I don't know how strong this like Dragon Glass screen or whatever it is, they got Gorilla Glass 4 or whatever it is that they have on Dragon Glass. I could fight the Night King with this screen. No, I couldn't fight the Night. I could just kill White Walkers with this, not the Night King. They are both well-built phones in their own ways. This is heavy and solid. This feels a little bit lighter and maybe more comfortable to carry around. Definitely more like this phone scares the crap out of me carrying it around because it's so nice and it's so glassy, and it's just if I dropped it, it wouldn't be good. Whereas this one, that's how phones used to be. Maybe we should get back to that. Now let's talk about the screens themselves. We have over here a 1440p Super AMOLED display, which looks amazing. I'm not going to say it doesn't. It does. It looks amazing. It's a beautiful phone. Samsung makes the best screens, and they keep the best screens for themselves, seemingly. This over here, also an OLED panel, but not nearly as nice as the Samsung. The colors to me look a little bit more washed out. Stuff just doesn't pop off the screen with this as much as it does with the Samsung. That's just how it is. One thing that the Pixel 3a line has over the Samsung phone, no hole punch in the screen. No notch, no nothing. It's just a screen. It's just a screen. So, yes, you got bezels, but I honestly don't care. And I don't know why anybody does. If you do, tell me why. When it comes to battery life, this is an all-day phone for sure. A day-and-a-half phone most of the time. The Pixel is a day-and-a-half phone that I've actually gotten to 2 days, and then like into the morning before I had to put it on to charge. So if you're looking for battery life, the Pixel might be your choice. But this is no slouch itself. Cameras are a big differentiating point. The Samsung has a very good camera. It's got 3 lenses on the back, as you can see there. That's telephoto, wide angle, and ultra wide angle. This has the much ballyhooed Pixel camera on it. This is where Google kept what they needed to keep in order to make this a compelling phone. This is a great camera. Images come out of this looking great. You know, point and shoot and good stuff. This has more features. It does more things. It does manual mode, it does all kinds of stuff like that. It's a more fun camera to use, perhaps, because of all that, but this one takes great pictures just straight out of the box. Now let's talk about features that these phones have or maybe don't have. The Samsung offers reverse charging, where you can get a light charge for your headphones or something like that if you place them on the back of the phone, and that's cool, but I've never used it. The Samsung has an in-the-screen fingerprint reader right in this area, and that's also good. But I don't use it anymore. I use the facial recognition because that is faster than it's been in any Samsung phone. This also has the Qualcomm Snapdragon 855, whereas this has another Qualcomm processor that's not as 600 something. This doesn't have the 855. It has a lower tier chip, and at the moment I don't recall the name of that lower tier chip, but let's just say this is like the bear in the middle and this is the bigger bear. Okay, are we cool with that? Pixel has the fingerprint scanner on the back, which is a good place for it, although it takes some getting used to if you've never used a fingerprint reader on the back of a phone before. I guess we also have to talk about what is inside in terms of storage and RAM and that kind of thing. This Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus starts at 128 gigabytes of storage and goes up from there to 512 and maybe beyond, and it has an SD card reader inside. This Pixel starts at 64 and goes up to 64 gigabytes, and it doesn't have an SD card reader. The S10 line starts at 8 gigabytes of RAM and goes up to 12, whereas this has 4, and that's all you're gonna get. In a strange twist, the Samsung has always had a headphone jack, and I hope they never take it away. But the Pixel, the bigger Pixel, the more expensive Pixel, has lost the headphone jack. But here on the Pixel 3a, they brought it back. It's sitting right on top of the phone right there, and it's good that it's there. However, I did do some testing. I took my Sennheiser HD 600s, I plugged them into both, I listened to the same song, More Than a Feeling by Boston. I know, but it's a really well-recorded song that I know how it's supposed to sound. And I went back and forth between the S10 Plus here and the Pixel 3a. The Sennheisers are not very sensitive headphones. They really have they really need some power to drive them, and the Pixel 3a's headphone jack couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it. I mean, you could hear stuff, but it wasn't loud or punchy or any of that kind of stuff. The S10 Plus had power enough to drive those headphones and more, which actually kind of impressed me. I'd never tried the HD 600s on the S10 Plus here, or really any other smartphone besides LG smartphones, and I was very impressed with how well this phone drives those really not so sensitive headphones. This gets us down to the overall experience of using these phones. I've used the S10 Plus since it was released. I've used the Pixel 3a for the 2 weeks that it's been out in the world. The S10, it's a better phone in all of the measurable ways you could think of. It has more features and all that kind of stuff. It's got that reverse charging that I don't use. It's got Bixby that I don't use. It's, all kinds of stuff. Sometimes Samsung crams too much stuff into their phones, and then I just don't use any of it. The Pixel 3a and 3a XL, however, are good phone. It gives you everything that you want. It gives you a good screen. It gives you a good experience overall. It gives you a nice version of Android that's clean with a couple of things like this squeezy deal. It's got the plastic build that, is maybe bad in comparison to this, but good because you don't worry about breaking it as much. For my money, the S10 Plus is still the best phone available in 2019 in the flagship range. However, the Pixel 3a XL does everything I need it to do. They're not equal, but they're equally good. How's that? Does that make sense? Which one of these phones should you buy if you're in the market for a phone? I mean, I could just say, well, this is more expensive, so don't buy it, buy this one instead, but that's not really how it goes. I mean, this is a fantastic phone, and if you're somebody who wants the latest, the greatest, the most amazing phone that you can get, this one is, the S10 Plus is the one that I would recommend because there's nothing better than it right now until the Note 10, and then I'd tell you to get that. I'm almost 100% sure. But do you get $530 more out of this phone when compared to this phone? This is $479 for the XL and $399 for the 3A. There are multiple versions of this that start at different places, but just sort of in the middle is the $999 price point that this phone came in at. And so you're looking at $530 more for this as opposed to this. Lots of people want the latest and the greatest, but it's also entirely possible that you could walk into a store and just buy this. You just buy it, 479 bones, and you're good. Whereas this, for most people, I would imagine this is going on a carrier plan and you're paying for it monthly, and that's no fun, but that's the price you pay, literally the price you pay for having the better phone. Which one matters to you more? So the real question is, which would you buy, or have you bought, or would you prefer to buy if you were to buy a phone, or whatever? Let me know down in the comments. Let's have a boisterous discussion about it. I think that there are arguments to be made for both. for both. Now, that might seem like a cop-out. But I will say it. This is a better phone. This is a really good phone. If you're in the market for a really good phone, then the Pixel 3a or 3a XL is going to be more than you bargained for. The camera alone is actually worth the money that you're paying. Whereas the S10 Plus will give you everything that you want and more, but it'll cost you an additional $530 or thereabouts. You know, making a website is really hard. It used to be even harder back in the old days. Over the past several years, lots of stuff has happened. Squarespace, for one thing, has become a thing, and they have made it incredibly easy to make websites, to maintain websites, and to keep people's presence on the web going strong. Gone are the days of struggling to launch a website and host a website. Squarespace helps you with all this, plus they have great customer service. I'm currently using Squarespace to build painfullyhonesttech.com. What I can say about the experience is that they have great templates that are great starting places that don't look like templates, and when everything's said and done, Squarespace is easy to use to manage your websites as well. So if you're looking to get a website and you need it done easily and you want it done beautifully, then go to squarespace.com and start your free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/painfullyhonesttech and get 10% off your first purchase, website, domain, anything like that. Thanks so much again for being here. I really do appreciate it. If this was your first time here and you want to come on back again, then you can do that. You can like and subscribe and bell notify yourself and come on back again. If you want to support the channel, I have a Patreon that is getting up and rolling in a new and spectacular way. It's patreon.com/painfullyhonesttech. If you don't know, I just quit my day job, so I'm doing this full time, and anything that you could give would be awesome. If you don't have anything to give, watching these videos is more than enough, and I can't really express how much that means to me. But with that said, my name is Jason, sometimes known as the JTL. This is Painfully Honest Tech. Tech so honest it hurts. Until the next time, I'm out.